My name is Dwayne Bryant. I'm the president and founder of InterVision International, Inc. Some people call me a motivational speaker, but I spend a lot of time talking to young people. On August 31st, I had a speaking engagement in Battle Creek, Michigan, talking to all of the teachers before the beginning of the school year.
Aaron Weller. I've been a trooper now for about going on 8 years, 8.5. Started my day like any other day usually. Came on duty, just 10-4-3.
Driving down the street, went up the 90 East Tollway, paid my little toll, talked to the lady, hey, have a great day, and I'm gone. I'm in the Equinox cruising.
Came to the road, checked emails, things like that. I was working at the 20-mile marker. It's right where the speed limit changes from a 70 down to a 65.
I have no idea what speed I'm doing.
And I noticed a vehicle at a high rate of speed.
And then I come around this curve and I'm like, that's a police officer car. So I'm looking at my rearview mirror like, is he gonna come out? Is he gonna come out? I slowed down, then I saw him and I'm like, dude, you're speeding. You know he's coming for you. Just don't let him have to chase you. Just pull over on the side of the street.
So as soon as I got off to the exit, I activated my lights and pulled over the individual.
So I pull over on the side of the street. I'm like, okay, while he's doing, let me get my ID ready. I want everything in my hand.
Got out of the vehicle, and first thing that comes to mind, of course, with every officer when they stop vehicles is, does this person have a gun? Is this person gonna fight me today? Is this gonna be a good, easy stop, or is this gonna be something where I have to use all my training that I've been taught?
And what was interesting though is, normally officers come to this side, the driver's side. He came to the passenger side, which I was like, okay, this is a little different. And he kind of asked, do you know why I stopped you? But I can see his body was turned, so his hand is definitely on that gun. So I'm like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, was I speeding?
So I got to the window, spoke with a gentleman. I saw his hands first thing.
And he said, yep, you're doing got you about 85 miles per hour.
I also asked him why he didn't use a turn signal when he changed over. He explained to me that he already knew that he was in trouble, and he just did not even think about using a turn signal. He just figured I would try to move over as fast as he could to make my job easier, actually.
And I'm just thinking, okay, D, you're going to Battle Creek. You got about 450 teachers that are waiting on you. You cannot do anything crazy. He cannot do anything crazy to make this just a routine traffic stop. That's what's going on in my head. I'm not afraid. I have no criminal history. I've never been arrested, never been to jail. So I'm not worried about that kind of stuff, but I know that it can still go bad because I live in America and I've been watching the news. So I'm like, okay, let me just make sure I'm respectful. Let me just make sure that, you know, I do my part. I can't control him, but I can do my part.
I told him just sit tight in the car, and I went back to my commission. I ran his information. I looked up, you know, his history. Didn't see anything on there. Couldn't tell if he was pulled over or not in the past, but nothing major. So I definitely wanted to give him a warning for the speed, for the lane change, and I was just going to write him a ticket for his speed. So I went back to the vehicle, explained to him that I didn't write him for the lane change, and told him I was going to write him a citation still for speeding in a 65 zone. I handed him the citation. And he explained to me, he was like, thank you so much. He's like, I really appreciate, you know, you not writing me for everything. You gave me a break, and I see that.
I was like, okay, that's cool. And he was just kind, polite. I'm assuming I was kind and polite, so the best of me brought out the best in him that created a great situation for everybody. I said, can I take a picture with you?
And I was like, no, I don't want you to take my picture.
And he said, take a picture? I want to take a picture for it.
And he was like, no, let me explain.
Because I teach young people. And I always teach them that you have a responsibility in the stop. That's just what I said.
He was like, when I do these public speakings, lots of times I talk to children. You know, lots of times I talk to African Americans usually. And I explain to them, you know, just how you demonstrated to me on this stop, that if you show respect, you get respect back.
And he said, you get that? I said, absolutely. If I would have been here popping off at the mouth, I don't know what kind of day you had. Your wife could have pissed you off. You know, a big black guy yesterday could have punched you in the face. I don't know what's going on in your world. But I said, I don't want to be that one to bring you drama today. I have stuff to do. You have stuff to do. Let's do what we need to do.
And I sat there and I thought for a minute, I'm like, wow, you know what? That's exactly all that I ever want being a police officer. You know, is someone just show me respect and I show them respect back.
And he said, you get it.
So I started taking, he told me more about what he does with the kids and everything, and I thought, wow, this is a really good guy. You know, it's real exceptional. And I was like, well, yeah, I asked him, I said, hey, let me see that ticket real quick. He didn't know what I was gonna do.
And he took the ticket and just ripped it up. First, it was like, I didn't know what to think. It's like, are you ripping it up because it's gonna escalate?
He got a little scared for a minute. He didn't know what was going on. I told him, just sit tight for a second.
Again, I don't know which way this thing is going. I just know I have a role to play in the stop. And so he rips the ticket up and he said, you know what? You're a good guy. I'm not gonna give you a ticket.
You saw his eyes got kind of watery and he's like, oh my God, you gave me a warning.
Literally moved. And I'm like, so tear comes in the eye and I'm like, this is amazing.
And he was just so grateful.
And then it hit me. I gotta talk to my kids. I gotta tell my kids about this.
And he's like, do you care if I share the story with my kids? And I was like, you can do that.
Then I took a picture of me like.
He was like, all right. He's like, well, I got a lot of followers, so I'm gonna go on the internet and I'm gonna try to do something.
And then I just posted it.
And I was like, okay, well, you do what you have to do, sir. You drive safe.
No, so when he left, I kind of took a picture of the car.
I saw him out the window taking pictures of me.
And when I posted, I just wanted to be completely pure and honest in my communication.
I've done in the past where, you know, I've written tickets and, you know, give people, you know, breaks and give them a little, you know, it's like, okay. But I mean, this one, it was just, he said everything like just right. And I mean, he said everything as far as like, you know, it seems like he's not for himself. He's for kids. He's trying to help people. And I mean, that's what I do, you know? And I mean, I felt that in him, and me and him kind of almost had like a connection there. And it was like, you know, hey, we're on the same team.
Yeah, I just believe that 95, 97% of officers are good, decent people. That's just what I believe. If it's wrong, then I'm wrong. And I said, but I believe for those groups, if you treat them with respect, you're respectful, they'll see it, they'll respond to it, and then I believe the situation could be neutralized.
I've never actually changed a ticket to a warning prior to today like that. Never have. I've never ripped up a ticket. This one, I ripped it up and I said, I know this is the perfect decision and the right decision, so I'm fine with whatever happens.
And when I got to Battle Creek, the first thing I did is said, hey, Battle Creek, I'm so excited to be here. Let me tell you why. Because I knew it could have gone either way. If it's possible that you can change a situation based on your attitude, then let's just focus on what's possible. Because at the end of the day, you want to go home, you want to have a life, you want to have a future, and you want to do great things on the planet.
I remember telling my wife about the stop. And I told her later on that night when I saw her when I got home from work. And she was like, what's this guy's name? And I was like, I don't know, he's a speaker.
So after the presentation, I'm on 12. Knocked it out. The teachers are excited, they're motivated, they're pumped up. And normally I might get, I don't know, 100, 150 likes or whatever.
And I remember she like sent the link over on my phone. I remember reading it and I was like, hey, that's good. He's actually, you know, he's actually putting a good word out. It's like something good you read about cops in the news. That's the first time I've ever read something really good.
The week before going to Battle Creek, I had 550 friends on Facebook. The week after, I've had over 7,500 requests for friends on Facebook.
And I remember my wife, more than anything, she kept saying, oh, is this gonna get big? Just wait, this is gonna get big. And I remember saying, no, it's not.
The week before, I get an average of about 2,500 hits on my website. Through September the 7th, I've had 143,000 hits.
I thought, you know, it's not negative, so no one's really gonna care about it.
So I knew something, okay, this thing is picking up, or people are sharing.
But surprisingly, I kept noticing more and more people start commenting on it.
I got a call from Tampa Bay Police Department. No, I'm sorry, Tampa Bay News. They're like, hey, we just picked up your post. I'm like, you in Tampa Bay, what are you talking about? And she said the police department posted it on their website. So
I remember the next day, I called up my sergeant and I was like, hey, Sarge, I was like, just want to let you know, this happened, this happened, this happened. And I guess it's on the internet now and supposedly it's going viral.
This should not be a story, it's just a routine traffic stop. But because of the climate of what's going on in the nation, God is going to use you, so you just need to be ready. So I talked to her, I did the interview, then CBS called, then NBC called. I'm like, wow.
My wife said that he had an interview and it was on YouTube. And once I saw it on YouTube, I thought, oh great. Am I gonna get in trouble for ripping up this ticket? First thing I thought of. And my wife, she even told me, she's like, are you gonna get in trouble for that?
And you know, my story is the same. I believe you have a responsibility when you're interacting with the police officer.
2 days later, I got a phone call from Indianapolis, and It was pretty much, they said that they saw the line, they saw it on the internet, and they wanted to set up interviews, and they wanted to jump on it and start the ball rolling, because it was good publicity, and it's something that the state needs and the police need as in the country right now.
It was overwhelming. Facebook cannot accept another friend because there's too many requests. People are inboxing me. I even got a call from Okinawa, Japan, to do speaking for the Department of Defense and the military bases there.
Then I got a phone call from my superintendent, and I was shocked on that one. Talked to him for a little bit. Great guy. You know, he told me that he agrees 100% with everything that I did.
And I'm like, God, this is incredible. You know, and my thing is, I grew up in the church, studied religion in college, and I'm just like, you know, God, this is amazing. I couldn't pay for this kind of PR.
And then the next day after that, I got a phone call from the governor. So, and I thought that was a big deal to me. I was shocked on that one.
I believe in the Spirit of God. I honestly believe the Spirit of God was on that stop. And when the officer and I interacted, there was just like a level of calm in the whole situation. And I hope, you know, he didn't have a reason to fear, because I didn't want him to be afraid of me.
Well, when I think about the traffic stop that I made, and that day ripping up a ticket, I think more along the lines of, that's every day police officers around the country write tickets and write warnings. And this is how a normal, good traffic stop should go.
What was interesting, though, is after that situation, the news camera came, we went back out to the spot, and when he and I talked, it was my first time ever seeing the other side of the story. And I think if police officers can see the other side of the story, if we as community can see the other side of the story, we can make it all better. When he said, every stop I make, it could be my last day living, I'm like, what?
If every traffic stop went like that, my wife and my kid would never have to worry about me coming home.
He said, I just want to go home to my wife and to my child. I'm like, and I just wanted to go speak to my students and get back to my students. We have similar, you know, desires in life. We want to live a good, peaceful, quality life and be successful. And so when I heard him say that, I'm like, we need to let people know, man, that this foolishness that's going on, us against them, on both sides. It's not just one side, it's on both sides. We need to tone it down.
That's something that I wish would happen on every traffic stop to every officer everywhere in the United States.
And we need to understand this is a human being doing their job. This is a human being doing their job. And how can we create peace in this stop? How can we, you know, not profile?
When anybody ever pulls anything up on me about, like, you're pulling me over just because I'm black, or just because I'm Hispanic, or just because any race, I mean, it's never that reason. That's the first thing I say. This has nothing to do with your color. This has nothing to do with your ethnicity. This all has to do with, I stopped you because of this. And it's always, you know, a traffic violation usually.
What if everybody in America tried this? We all judge. I do it too. I judge people. I say things about people. I don't even have a clue as to what's going on. But what if I just pause for a second to give you the benefit of the doubt? You gave me the benefit of the doubt. And now we can have a conversation.
It's weird because my wife says I'm a cop all the time. But I could tell a huge difference, and she can too sometimes, but she doesn't see me at work. I'm a true cop when I put this uniform on. When I take it off, I'm not a cop no more. I still have duties. I still have to look out for things. But that thought in my head and how I am is not how I am exactly on the road.
I don't know what will happen beyond this point. It may just be a 7-day news media blitz and it may be over, who knows. But I do know I'm very thankful that the God in me touched the God in him, and the God of us were there together, and it created a beautiful situation for everybody. And everyone involved, according to CBS, over 350,000 shares. That was as of about a week ago. Who knows where it is now.